Perhaps the most immediately distinctive thing about lady's mantle is the shape of the leaves. And it is from the shape of the leaves that the plant takes its name. You can see the way they are folded or pleated, just like a cloak. But the thing that really catches the eye, especially early in the morning, is these little droplets of clear water all around the edge of the leaf, which later in the day will coalesce to form little pools of the clearest water in the cup-like collar of the leaf where the folds all meet. In earlier times, this crystal clear water was believed to have unique virtue, especially in alchemy, that ancient avenue of human inquiry into the nature of things, out of which was born, over the course of centuries, the science of chemistry. And it is from this reputation, this connection with alchemy, that the scientific name for the plant comes, because the Latin name for lady's mantle is alchemilla. And the lady of the English name, as you might guess if you remember lady's smock earlier in the year, is the Blessed Virgin, the Mother of Jesus. These droplets are not rainwater or dew, but water that has been sweated out from the plant over the course of the night, a process known as guttation. The flowers are small and individually inconspicuous, but made more prominent by occurring in clusters. There are no petals, just a calyx of 4 sepals. At the centre of the flower you have a honey-coloured structure that looks like the rim of a well. This secretes nectar, which can be lapped up by insects with the shortest of tongues. There are 4 conspicuous stamens, and at the centre of the well is the top of the pear-shaped ovary. The flower is protogynous, the stigma becoming receptive before the anthers shed their pollen, and an unusual feature is the way the style arises not from the top of the ovary, but from the side, so that it can pick up pollen from one of its own stamens if it hasn't already been pollinated, while the other 3 stamens dehisce outwards, where the pollen will be picked up by visiting insects. Given its importance in alchemy, it's not surprising that lady's mantle enjoyed the highest reputation among medieval herbal doctors. It was used for all sorts of things. To give just one example, few herbs were more highly valued for the treatment of wounds and bleeding. But perhaps the most surprising thing about lady's mantle is that the flowers are apomictic, which means that they produce seed without fertilization, at least in our Irish species. So all that elaborate floral architecture, honed for an abandoned intimacy with short-tongued insects, is now redundant. And whatever about the elaborate floral architecture, what about the elaborate architecture of the leaves? This guttation process, which is so highly and obviously developed in lady's mantle, much more conspicuously than it is in other species. What function does that serve in the life of the plant itself? What is its use? Well, after all we've said about the importance of lady's mantle in alchemy, it's something of a disappointment to realise that the most likely explanation seems to be that it is to deter herbivores, to reduce grazing. Cattle, for example, are particularly fond of eating the plant. At least that seems to be the best explanation we can come up with at the present, unless you can come up with something different.